This is Automotive Mechanics. Welcome back to the channel. This mechanic got really lucky at the junkyard and found the exact part that he needed. This mechanic was the only Toyota tech in the dealership this week due to a family emergency and another going on another vacation. 111 hours booked in a 40-hour work week. Customer states vehicle has been overheating for the past month. The mechanic just saved this little guy. He had to remove the front end of the vehicle to do it, but he is now free and alive and well. Customer states temperature gauge is reading full tank. Take a look closer and how would you respond? Mechanic left a note in customer car. Is this the right approach? The mechanic submitted this from a customer car. It's a good rust protection. How do you feel about the design of the car? Customer states their teenage kid put 15 gallons of diesel in the gas tank. They did a manual swap on a client's DCT Focus, and he wanted to keep the automatic trims to weird out passengers. Also working on modding the auto shift knob right now. Customer states this is their 2021 Ford Platinum with less than 1,000 miles oil pan. Wife's new car had a catastrophic engine failure. This is the image they sent us 4 weeks later. This is what happens when you leave the e-brake on and your car gets towed. The customer was not happy. How would you react? Customer came back into the shop and left a note. Here is what it reads. Dear mechanic, my car was serviced by you. I was informed you had to step away to care for your dog who was being put down that same day. Thank you for taking care of my car. My deepest condolences. It's always hard to lose a furry friend. Take care. Customer brought in their car from overseas. This is a DS7 by Citroen. Have you ever seen headlights like this? These go for over $1,800 for each light. Customer was wondering why when he started his car this morning, it sounded different. He didn't understand it when I told him he had been robbed. What would you say? Brand new mechanic accidentally tipped the customer vehicle over. You know you messed up when the whole management team shows up. This vehicle was brought into the shop and the customer declined tires before they even looked at the car. All the tires were like this and steering wheel had to be at 45 degrees to go straight. Customer had their Jeep diagnosed for a faulty transmission. Here is how it sounded. Customer states they haven't changed the oil in over 50,000 miles. What do you think? This came into the shop. Customer states their car has been sitting for a while. If you look closer, you can see debris and it looks like maybe some sort of animal built a nest. Customer states no AC, saw this was coming out of vents. When the technician opened to check, this is what he found. Acorns from possibly a squirrel living in his car and white and green mold all over. This older Prius came in for inspection after customer purchased it from an auction. Unfortunately, this 200,000 mile Prius has a ton of issues, including a broken exhaust as you can see in the picture, back control arms in front, worn shocks, struts and worn wheel hubs, and plus the tires are severely worn and belts exposed. This was submitted from a technician. Customer brought a car for repair. When the technician looked on the dash, they were surprised to see the car have over 560,000 miles on it. How can this be possible? This is a pretty amazing thing to see in person. The owner must have taken real great care of the car to get it to drive this long. The CS unit was not equipped with auto start. Red wire is the main fuse panel power from batteries. The unit does not have any sort of auto start or idle management. Cabin dash woke up when power was connected. Key is on floorboard. Most of the fuses were shorted to the main power input and had constant power. Customer stated that the rental car overheated and now doesn't run. Here is the result. A technician in a shop shared a photo of his hands. From the looks of it, it looks like he takes really good care of his hands. It's really clean for someone who works on cars all day. Customer states they came back to their car after shopping at a local market. When they looked at their tires, this is what they found. What do you think happened? Customer states that the driver's seat will not move forward or backwards. If you look closely, you can see a bunch of garbage on the floor of the vehicle. This car came in the shop for just a simple oil change. Can you tell what's off about this vehicle? This car came into the shop. Texas requires the front tint to be at 25% or greater to pass state inspection. This customer was upset I couldn't just let it go and, oh yeah, you can barely see through the windshield. This 1999 Toyota RAV4 came into the shop. Looking back in history, this is an interesting place to have the heat and air blow out of. Customer states air conditioner is not working. Take a look why. This customer 2006 Ford F-150 with the fuel pump driver module broke in half by rust jacking. Have you ever seen this before? Mechanic replaced a noisy wheel bearing. Take a look at all of the grease that came out of it. How long do you think it's been in there for? Customer brought this into the shop and asked if it would make it till winter. Mechanic found somebody's stash in a Chrysler 200 that came into the shop. Why would the customer do this? One of the employees from this shop told the boss he couldn't get all the tires to 100%. This amazingly well-maintained 1987 Corolla with under 5,000 miles came in for an oil change. This is a great piece of history. Customer states their turn signal is broken.
She says the turn signal won't stay engaged when you make a right turn.
Mechanic found this on the front seat of customer car. The note reads, to my friendly mechanic, I take really good care of my vehicle and I am kindly asking if you would please take special care when you are removing the tires or working under the hood to please avoid scratching the wheels or the clear coat. Also, please no car wash. Here is $10 for lunch. Mechanic can explain to the elderly customer that they don't need an oil change after 8 months and 23 miles driven. What would you do? Customer bought wheels and tires online. After advising them multiple times that the tires are too small for his vehicle, he insisted for us to put them on. The tire size was 225 by 45-17. Mechanic replaced the battery last week in a customer's car, and she is trying to claim the battery is causing weird things to happen to the car now. This morning, she said the red line was never there before the battery was replaced and wants a refund. Customer states car won't start. When the mechanic tried to examine the engine, here is what he found.
Buddy who can do it for less. Not even hooking up the map sensor, just taping up stuff because they bought the wrong harness. Probably some Amazon. Don't run. In for a tune. Won't start though. ECU's got no power.
Customer got this Explorer at an auction for a steal, said they were not concerned about the rust and it wasn't that bad. What do you think? This came into the shop and customer says it takes 10 minutes to fill the fuel tank. If you look closely, you can see that it's filled with rocks. Not sure how this happened. This 2024 Mercedes Maybach GLS 600 came into the shop. The mechanic tried to change and swap the tires, and this was the result. This car retails for over $175,000. What do you think should happen next? Customer went in for 4 new tires, and the mechanic warned them about their dangerous brake pads. If you look close, you can tell that all 4 corners had the same amount of wear. So a customer brought this Chrysler in to the shop. Upon closer inspection, you can tell the entire car is duct taped. Is it a joke, or does the customer really drive like this? Customer brought their car into the shop for repair. When the mechanic looked in the back seat, they discovered that they forgot their pet lizard, and they didn't leave a cage either. A customer brought this car in and told the mechanic that their side door does not work. If you look close, you can see that someone had previously welded the door shut from the outside. I wonder why someone would do this to their car. Customer brought this car in, and this is what the mechanic found when he serviced the drain. Customers state this tool circumvents the seatbelt sensor in their car. There's no way wearing your seatbelt is bad enough to actually have to buy one of these. This customer brought this car in. This is the 3rd customer car the shop had towed in within a week for a no start after refueling at a local gas station. This fuel sample was about 96% water. How could this happen? Customer states they are going through a nasty divorce and wanted us to have a look around after she saw her husband following her around town. This photo shows a tracking device that was found taped onto the vehicle. Customer brought this truck in to the shop, and this happened to the mechanic. Mechanic checked the air filters. He found this. Customer declined new cabin air filters and stated that they were still good and not that bad. What would you do in this situation? This is what 10-year-old rotor screws are like in the Midwest. You won't believe it. When the mechanic looked in the customer vehicle, this is what he found. Customer stated they want pad stop only, don't try to upsell them or else. Customer brought this into the shop to complain and fix that his new Chevy Suburban engraved a Chevy logo onto his driveway. I'm not sure what to tell them. Mechanic found this in a customer car. Customer stated the car would not start. Fun fact is the wire coatings are made of soy, which squirrels find delicious to eat. Customer brought this 2014 Kia Sorento in. This is what the mechanic found. When the customer brought this Honda into the shop, the mechanic noticed the headlamp was deflated and really worn out. This is really not safe to drive.